external inspection, starting on the right hand elevation. The wall is hidden by the shed. I can't see what's behind it. There's signs on the wall here of differential settlement in the past. It's been repointed. I'd say it's comparatively recently repointed, so it may have recently had piers, but we'll have a look at the buyer's disclosure. I haven't looked at that yet. I always look at that last. Well, the windows here have got problems. Caulking is failing. There's holes in the caulking, hole in the window wall area there, and the caulking down the bottom is inadequate, and we've got no caulking in this area here, so that's that needs to be addressed. So quite extensive movement here. No damage to the windows. Caulking is still poor. Probably going to recommend caulking throughout the house. We have a bit of movement here. You can see how the windows separated from the brickwork. At the rear left elevation. See these rose bushes here? They need to be cut back. You don't want them touching the walls. It allows insects to climb up on the wall. Not a good thing. Have a gut down pipe. It's dumping the water right at the foundation. Large crepe myrtle here, very close to the house. It's not good to have trees very close to the house, so roots grow up under the house. Here at the front left elevation. Again, the caulk is in poor condition. Here the actual landscaping is coming up too high and is getting into contact with the bricks. Damaged screen. Hose bib without an anti-siphon device. At the front elevation. landscaping. We're at the front area and the grade is okay. What I'm going to mention is the two large trees. And we talked about them invading the sewers, but there's another thing with the large trees is they expirate a lot of water, so that affects the ground. They also send roots out and they could be under the house. Now, I suspect there's been some work done on the foundation. We'll check it a bit later in the seller's disclosure. Certainly there is differential settlement on the right, and it could be that there are roots underneath the house. One of the things that's often recommended in terms of maintaining the foundation in the future is to build or to put in a root barrier, and basically it's a rubber membrane. It goes into the ground around where the tree is, okay, and between the tree and the house, and it sends the roots back in another direction away from the house, and that could be done for the two large trees. Lower roof ventilation is via soffit vents. Upper roof ventilation, we have turbine vents. Just check, we've got soffits on the left hand side as well. Yep, good ventilation. Okay, we're now going to look on the roof itself. Roof inspection, we're at the front on the porch. Small tool damage here, caused during the installation of the roof. So at the front elevation, we're looking at the roof, gable end. There's a tree here, a tree damage leading down the rake, down that edge there, and then on the surface of the roof here. The underlayment on the roof actually goes under the drip edge. It should go over the drip edge at the eaves and under the drip edge at the rake. This is the attic installation. Looking here, we see penetration going through the roof. It's actually a flue. It should be bonded. It's not. It's a very simple thing to do, but I'd recommend bonding. Other than that, it's good. We have a drip leg on the gas line. It's very good. Looking up at the attic, see what the structure's like. Got about 5 inches of insulation. I'll give you about R19, a little bit less perhaps. Would be an ideal attic to have radiant barrier installed and more insulation. It would greatly cut down your cooling costs. This is the flue to the water heater. Again, it's not bonded. Pan doesn't have any wire drainage, you can see. As you can see, no. There's a vent hood. It's not secured with metal screws. Other than that, it's all in good condition. It's very typical. Plumbers don't know why they do it. Just secure it. This is the attic hatch. This is in the garage, because what can happen here is in the event of a fire in a car and everything, one of the things we want to do is prevent it getting into the attic, and we do that by putting a weather seal on the door. Well, we don't have a weather seal. This is a fire door, and we have a seal. The door's heavy, and that keeps fire back for about 20 minutes. So adding a weather seal to here will improve the fire safety of the house. The electronic sensors are at the wrong height. They're at a height that if somebody was laying beneath them, in other words, if somebody was fallen here, the door could close on them and this wouldn't sense them. They need to be not more than about 6 to 8 inches above the ground. This is the water heater. We have evidence of a leak at the filter. It's dampness around the bottom. Now, it could be a leak, or just be the soaker hose here. Just to allow water to accumulate at the bottom there. There's no evidence of water leaking. Oh yes, here we go. Here we go. We've found it. Here's our water here. So it's leaking from this joint, and it's very slow, but it'll only get worse as time goes on. Doing full inspection. Got the blower going on the spar. is the local control. These often fail. This one's not working, but a lot of people don't bother with them. They are actually more of a nuisance than a benefit. The Polaris is running. It's been running all day. It's been running when I arrived here this afternoon. And you can see we've got the pool light on. We have the correct type of drain, anti-entrapment drain at the bottom. A skimmer here. The skimmer's working. The coating and caulking is in good condition. The flat work does not have any apparent deficiencies in terms of cracks and breaks in it on the day of the inspection. And it's looking good. The skimmer's working. This is the flue cowling for the water heater. I was going to actually power up the water heater and get it to run, but I'm not going to do that now. And the reason is demonstrated here. We're looking down inside the water heater, and you can see there's a considerable amount of debris covering over the actual fins. Now that's the heat exchanger down there, and it looks like there's a lot of rust in it, so I can't do any more than look, incidentally. But here's the issue. Because that is actually, that rust and everything is blocking the actual output from the hot gases, the combustion process will not work properly. And as a result, it could produce large quantities of carbon monoxide. I recommend that this actual unit is inspected by a heating engineer and ascertain whether or not this unit can actually be used or whether it needs to be replaced. As it is at the moment, it's not in the condition that I would recommend its use.